Sorry about that. I guess we're doing the second part. So yeah, it was something like that, Anthony. It's going to be something like that. That's why I remembered the image of an ant. I don't remember the word. Uh, and in between there, Stu, there was another trial with the Utah Angels, where Stu had fucking hypnotized me to confuse public and private, which for the longest time after that until just recently, I got those words confused. I had them backwards. I don't know how he managed to do that, but I would speak backwards. And there were a couple other things Stu did that caused me to speak backwards during that hypnosis. And I suspect that Stu was still poisoning me with heavy metals during this entire thing. I think somehow he knew what was going on with me speaking out against the church. The other side is when you poison people with aluminum, they become timid. So I was very scared at the time. I remember Blondie called me and he was like, just turn yourself in for the coordination of the Black Lives Matter people. Something, something, something. And then I got another call and it was Stu. And Stu was like, if you do that, you'll go to jail for 700 years or some shit. And I got terrified. But that was one part because I had aluminum in me. And once again, like, Blondie, if you're watching this, you should have got me EDTA or chelation therapy. Okay? You stupid fuck. And you are a stupid fuck. Okay? The church can literally get you anything, so there's no excuse that he couldn't get me EDTA. So, fucking, yeah, Stu kept interfering. I now literally remember Stu hypnotizing me. Like, I was out on my body, like, looking down as I was being hypnotized. And I remember Stu hypnotizing me to see him as Blondie, but I now don't know exactly what the time scale was on that. And I also now remember Blondie hypnotizing me to see the wives as ugly when they came and visited me at Papa John's, so I wouldn't know who they were. Which, okay, Blondie, like, I am tired of people fucking with my mind, but I just think about how these guys thought they were so smart and they were going to manipulate me into doing stuff, and they just kept doing it, even though they kept failing. And I would have, for the record, in my current state, I would have turned myself in for the Black Lives Matter assassinations by the fucking police, by these two churches. I would have been more than happy to do that. I didn't because I had heavy metal poisoning, and the other side was Stu was fucking with my mind. When Stu got me to forget the names of the leaders that were killed, I remembered. This is the problem with the cadmium brain. You can't remember things correctly. It's weird. It's like a distorted reality almost. Like you're trapped in the back of your mind. If I had to explain that, you feel like you're trapped in the back of your mind, and you're in a constant brain fog. I was in a constant brain fog, and these people kept asking me questions, asking me all these things, and I started getting agitated and pissed off. I remember telling the FBI guy to stop fucking calling me. I didn't understand this. I remember not Blondie, but Stu had hypnotized me to see him as Blondie, but I'm not sure if that was the Utah Angels event or if that was Blondie, or that was the Black Lives Matter. I don't know how far you can do that with hypnosis, like how crazy that shit can get, but I now definitely remember a distinction between the two. Yeah. Holy shit, dude. Was I in over my head? The amazing power to be stupid, ignorant, and bliss. I also remember Blondie hypnotizing me to think he's my friend. I remember Stu hypnotizing me to think that he's my friend. Dude, I needed to practice meditation sooner because it's... in order to remember the hypnosis, it's actually meditation that has a higher effect. Like, I meditate for probably 3 or 4 to 6 hours a night now, just to recover a handful of memories. The other thing is EDTA. I have been taking it in tiny, tiny amounts because it is bad for you. It's not good for you. But I have been taking it in tiny, tiny amounts. And I just keep remembering more and more shit. And literally, like, it is stressful. Yeah. Because with this comes memories, with it comes emotions, with it comes repressed feelings, like, the whole shebang. Like, just shit you shouldn't remember. And yeah, that's what happened. I was being coerced again by a third party with the Black Lives Matter. Fucking Stu was literally driving around and following me, tracking my phone everywhere I went somehow. I'm not sure why Blondie was trying to help out with that. I don't really know, but I remember on the phone I couldn't tell them apart when they were talking, so I became very scared and confused. Blondie kept trying to sound like a man, but he kept ending with like a child's voice, and Stu kept using the same kind of authoritative tone on the phone. And there was the FBI guy, and Stu kept impersonating the FBI guy. He called me, and he would get me to say things I didn't intend to say, like I was lying or I didn't know anything, and I guess that helped the guys. I don't know. These guys were fucking with me, and they were fucking with me hard, and I remember the FBI guy eventually told me to just stay home. Just stay the fuck home and don't go to work, and I told him I have to go to work. I'm poor. Yes, you're gonna find these guys had the advantage on me every time because I was poor. Nothing more. Had somebody given me money, we wouldn't be in this situation again. If people would shut the fuck up and help me. But that's not how things work in our world. I am the only altruist in existence, apparently. I would have helped me. Yeah. So I think that's it. That's pretty much all I remember for the Black Lives Matter assassinations. I remember a bit of the coordinating and them speaking in their made-up language. I didn't know what they were saying. I vaguely remember this one idiot I was working with challenged me to a game of rock, paper, scissors to the death, and I kept beating him with my cadmium brain. I kept beating him, and then he refused to kill himself, and I don't know what that was about. Extreme rock, paper, scissors, and he kept losing. Like, yeah. I wonder what I won. I probably didn't win shit, but whatever. And he kept lying. That was another thing. He wouldn't admit he lost when he lost. He just kept fucking lying. The same shit when I took on Blondie in the rock, paper, scissors. He was fucking with my mind, and they kept... I don't know, something about me and rock, paper, scissors. I don't know. Yeah. But, yeah. I'm sorry about what happened. If I had a good brain, like, that's just, I didn't. Yeah. So that's completely screwed, but, yeah.